everyone. I'm going to be discussing about the story God Sees the Truth But Waits. Let us first start with the plot. The exposition is there was a young merchant named Aksionov who lives in Vladimir. He was about to start his journey to the Nizhny fair to sell all of his goods when his wife begged him not to go because of a bad dream she had about her husband returning home with gray hair. Ever the optimistic, he took that dream as a good luck sign and proceeded anyway. Next is the rising action. It is when Aksionov met a merchant and drank tea together and later went to the same rooms as he decided to check in an inn. The third part of the plot is the climax. Aksionov found out that the merchant he met the night before has been found murdered, and the officials accused him of killing him since there was a knife with bloodstains on it in his bag. The fourth one is the falling action. It is when Aksionov suspects Makar, one of the new prisoners, of killing the merchant. Later, he found out that Makar is planning to break the prison, though he didn't tell the authorities. Lastly, the resolution. It is when Makar realized his mistakes, and he confessed of killing the merchant and putting the knife inside Aksionov's bag, and he asked for his forgiveness. Aksionov was ordered to go back home, but he was already dead when his release day came. There are two main characters in the story. They are Ivan Dmitrich Aksionov and Makar Semyonich, and the minor characters include Aksionov's wife, the soldiers, the merchant, the governor, and the police officer. Dmitrich Aksionov is the protagonist or the main character of the story. The story opens in a Russian town called Vladimir. The merchant Aksionov lives there with his wife and small children. The last part of my report is a POV or the point of view. It is written from the perspective of an outside narrator. That being said, it is written in the third person. The narrative is consistently written from Aksionov's perspective, meaning the reader only has access to events that Aksionov observes directly.
In the story, God sees the truth but waits. It is a parable about forgiveness and divine justice. It tells the story of Ivan Dmitri, a merchant who is falsely accused of murder and sent to Siberia for 20 years, where he meets the real murderer, Makar, who confesses his crime and asks for Aksionov's forgiveness. Aksionov forgave him but dies soon after. The story ends with the narrator saying that only God knows why Aksionov had to suffer so much. Some significant lines in the story are: first, it seems that only God can know the truth. It is Him alone we must appeal. From Him alone expect mercy. If you had not pitied me, I should have died of hunger. Ivan Dmitri was flogged with a knot, and when the wounds made by the knot were healed, he was driven to Siberia by other convicts. These show what kind of suffering Aksionov suffered. God will forgive you. Maybe I am 100 times worse than you. This shows the acceptance of Aksionov to the crime that he has not committed. And he never learned who had been right in his dispute with Makar Semyonich. But before his death, he had understood that did not matter. Even though he did what he can do, it will not make any difference in the end. The theme of the story is the contrast between institutional justice and divine judgment. The story shows how human justice can be flawed, biased, and cruel, while God's justice is perfect, impartial, and merciful, which was what Aksionov felt on this story. Thank you.